Welcome to the next video on the sample FGX3 funnel. Here's a list of everything we've done so far. We've created a sales page that has linked to an outside website URL that's dynamic for everybody using the code. We've created an email template, a lead capture page, a couple of message autoresponder campaign, and now we're ready to create a getting started page that we can add to this share code. Because whenever you're creating your own share code, you want to make sure you include a getting started page. Now, I've already created one for you. If you want to use it, all you have to do is copy it and make a couple of easy edits. The final thing we're going to do on this video is tie everything together and create a share code for this sample FGX3 funnel. So let's get started by having you copy this share code right below this video. Or just remember to come back here when you're ready to create your share code. But you're going to copy that code. You're going to come into your back office, hover over websites, hover over web pages, and click on My Sharing Codes. You're going to paste that code right there, click Submit, and once you do that, the content of that code will now be in your website section. Click on Websites, scroll down a little bit, and the page that you want to copy is called Generic Getting Started Instructions. The way you copy a page, there's two ways to do the exact same thing. In the very section you're in, you'll notice there's a link near the top that says click here to make a copy of one of these pages, or you can hover over websites, hover over web pages, and click on copy web pages. I'm going to copy the page called Generic Getting Started Instructions. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to delete everything up to the word getting. So what it's going to say, the name of this page is going to be Getting Started Instructions. Now you may even want to put the name of the company or your company, that you're creating the share code for, in parentheses or something like that. That's up to you. That's all I need to do on this page. I'm going to click Save Changes. You can edit the background if you want, but I'm going to click on Edit Text. And here what you're going to do is just read through this entire page very, very carefully and simply edit or swap out every time you see something like XYZ Company -1. And let me show you what I mean. When we created this share code, or as we're creating the content for this share code, one of the very first things we did on the first video is we found the company inside the drop-down menu called FGX3-1. So obviously that is what we need to change XYZ Company -1 to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change XYZ Company -1 to FGX3-1. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm giving these specific instructions to whoever's grabbing my share code to go to the Companies I Promote section and find the code called FGX3-1. So as you can see, this is going to save you a ton of time. So just go through this very carefully. You'll notice right here, XYZ Company 1, you're going to replace that, XYZ 1 again. You're going to replace that every time you see it. Now here you'll notice that here is a getting started URL called XYZ Company. This is something you have to change. So you're going to go find the exact URL that you want the distributors in this company to go find on their corporate sites. It's going to be very specific, and it's going to have the name of the company in it, and I would always use the word username instead of an actual username, even if you're in that company. and that came out in a different font that I don't like. I'm going to switch back to Arial. And what I always like to do is wherever the username goes, put the word username, but then highlight it in yellow like that so it's really easy to see. And then as you read carefully, further down below that, it says be sure and swap in your member ID number in the URL above. Well, technically that's a username, not a member ID number. So I'm going to change this to say be sure to swap in your username. If you read carefully, it says scroll down and find XYZ Company -2. Since we're not using a second outside website URL for this entire funnel, you can go ahead and delete everything having to do with adding a second outside website URL. So let's delete everything and bring step 3 up a little closer to step 2 so it looks nice. Now here's where you're going to paste in your share code. If you're at this point now and you don't have your share code created yet, then you're going to need to come back here and enter in your share code. Critical step, make sure you get that share code in both spots that it's asking you to put in your share code. Moving on, oh, actually here's a third spot for a share code right there. Step 4, that looks good. Step 5. Okay, step 7. It says scroll down and select the XYZ company funnel. This is where you're giving them the instructions on how to find the name of the funnel that you created. So my advice is to always name your funnel something very basic. In my example, what I'm going to name my funnel, which you're going to see in just a few moments, is FGX3 funnel, because that's exactly what it is. Once you have all the swaps and edits made for this instructional page, make sure that you read through it very, very carefully. If you ever see anything that says XYZ, you've missed one. So look carefully for anything that says XYZ. Make sure everything is tied to the share code that you're working on. Make sure your share code is in those 3 spots that I showed you, and you're going to be good to go. Once you've got that page completely edited, now you're ready to tie everything together. So let's do that. So the first step is to find the lead capture page that is the first page of this funnel. Now you can always add lead capture pages to the share code, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about connecting this funnel together. So here's how you do it. You're going to notice right here it says FGX lead capture page number 1. I'm going to click on edit. You need to assign this to a domain. So I'm going to just, or a subdomain. So I'm just going to create a subdomain on the fly. And now you need to attach the autoresponder campaign that you created for this funnel. And here's the one I created earlier called FGX3, and that has 2 messages in it. Now let me say something about this. I don't recommend you create a 2-message autoresponder campaign. That was just as an example. If you're creating these on your own, 5 or 6 messages is fantastic. It's going to create a great autoresponder campaign. Now, the final step on this page is you need to hard code what page is going to be seen after the prospect opts into the lead capture page. Well, that should be pretty obvious. You're going to click right here, and that's going to be called, if you remember, FGX sales page number 1. I always advocate labeling these pages very clearly. So there it is right there. Click save, and that is the major first step of creating your sales funnel. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to hover over websites and you're going to click on Sales Funnel Duplicator and scroll down, and you're going to notice the domain or subdomain that you just did those updates that I just showed you. You're going to notice it right here in the drop-down menu. What you're going to do is click Submit, and what you're going to do now is click inside the little box that says New Code, and your share codes will always start with your 6-digit member ID number. A good idea, if you're doing a share code for a specific company, is just put that company name as the share code. So in my example, that would be FGX3. Okay, now short descriptive title for this sales funnel. FGX3 funnel. The next step down in this drop-down menu, it's going to say become a prospect for whatever I want. Just leave it there. Step 4 is where you upload an image. Now you don't want this picture to be too big, a couple inches by a couple of inches. Our system is going to resize it, but the closer you can get to a square size and not that big, the better it's going to look. I've uploaded that right there, and all I'm going to do now is click duplicate. And now I'm almost done. The sales funnel is duplicated, but there is a very, very important last step that you need to make sure you do. So let's jump back to the My Web Pages section, and you'll notice here that FGX lead capture page number 1, that's shared. FGX Express sales page number 1, that's shared. Now we need to find the FGX autoresponder template and share that. So there it is right there. Okay, notice that is not shared. It says share, so we need to click right there on the word share and find that share code, which is right here. And all you have to do is just click inside the box, and what we're doing is just adding this page right here to that share code. So once you click in the box, just click Submit, and we're almost done. Click back to Web Pages. What we're going to do now is find those Getting Started instructions. There they are. We're going to click on Share, add this to the FG Express share code, click Submit, and that is it. Once I give this share code to somebody, all that content is going to show up in their system. So let me show you what that looks like. Here I am in another back office. I'm going to hover over Websites, hover over Web Pages, click on My Sharing Codes. I'm going to paste that share code right there, click Submit. Now I'm going to click on Websites, and look at right there. There it is. See? FGX Express funnel. Just click right there. There's a pic that I uploaded. I'm going to click Save My Choice, and that is it. One click, and all I got to do is advertise this link.
Hey there,
and that's the entire funnel. All the links link to me. Everything is going to work for me, and obviously it's going to work for everybody that I give the share code to. It's going to work for them. So if you want to see the other content inside the website section, all you got to do is choose a domain or subdomain to attach this page to. But look right here, generic getting started instructions. I can now attach that page to one of my domains or my subdomains, and I can give that link to somebody else. So it's really great when you give a share code to someone that you really provide them with this kind of content, because now they're really going to be able to do something with it. All right, so that is the end of this video. I really hope this information is going to really transform your business. I think it's going to. Watch it again if you get stuck. Watch it again, take notes, and get out there and create a really powerful share code.